There we go. Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Toxic Show. As you can see, guys, we've got a stocked panel, or stacked panel, should I rather say, for you tonight with more people still to come. But as always, guys, before we get into the show, let me just fix my lighting there. Before we get into the show, guys, as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video as well as get in touch with us in the comment section, guys. You know, we are going to be reading your comments, getting interactive on the show. But without further ado, guys, I'm proud to announce an illustrious panel of guests, some regulars making their return to the show. We've obviously got in the middle next to me the other Arsenal representative on the show. It's Dane. If you guys have been watching any of my podcasts, you'll know that Dane is our stats man. Full on with the stats. Next to him, we've got the mercurial, the sometimes controversial, Mr. Liam McConey representing the red half of Manchester. And then we've got the two loud boys at the bottom, the boys in blue. Starting off with Mr. Kalen there in the bottom left corner, obviously representing Chelsea, as you guys can see by the shirt. And then we've got one of the OGs of the show. We've got Mr. Godwin there, obviously representing Chelsea as well, guys. So, you know, we quite outnumbered in terms of Chelsea versus United today, but we are waiting for a couple other guys to represent their clubs. So, as always, guys, please get in touch with us in the comment section, and we will then obviously, read out your comments and respond accordingly. But before we get started, I think it only makes sense for us to just talk about some of the Carabao Cup results yesterday. Some of us are happy, some of us might not be, But I think it's good. I think it's good to start with United. You know, obviously just coming off the sacking of Erik ten Hag, we saw them play against Leicester City last night and emphatically dispatched them. I think United look really, really good in this cup. You know, this is 12 goals in 2 games. So I'm gonna jump over straight to Liam. Liam, bro, was that a result yesterday that you expected, or do you think that's just like it's a flash in the pan? It's you won yesterday, but come the weekend against Chelsea, we might see something different.
Yeah, thank you so much as always, Shannon, for having me on. Evening, gents. Yeah, when we talk about Sunday's game, it's going to be a different ball game come Sunday against Chelsea. I think we can't really use this game against Leicester as a marker to what's going to happen on the weekend. We do know that Leicester didn't play their first team. They made a lot of changes, so it was a lot of reserve players or players who don't really start there. So I don't know, but we played well. But I don't think the Carabao Cup is anything to take serious, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be a different ball game come Sunday. Ruud will be tested for the second time, but I was impressed with the attitude that the Man United players, showed it last night. The character that they showed. I seen glimpses of Fergie's football. We want to talk about that. I saw my old team, the hunger, just the enthusiasm that the boys had, just going forward, attack after attack. I think we were a bit bad in defense, but I think going forward we looked a beast. But I would have loved if there was a Manchester City or Chelsea or Liverpool. So yeah, we wait for the weekend and see. Hopefully we can do that to Chelsea.
100%. And obviously, what a lot of people are saying, this is like typical United, where they have a manager sacked and then suddenly the team just, kicks back into gear. Look, from my perspective, though, I think, yes, it is partially that. I think obviously you will have sort of a resurgent or like, how do I say it? Like a siege mentality after you've sacked your manager, because people will be saying, you know what, the players have, they threw him under the bus. And look, you could say that because the way United played yesterday, but at the same time, United have scored a lot of goals in this competition. So I don't really buy it to say like they threw the manager under the bus and suddenly they're performing, because they didn't play too badly on Sunday against West Ham. They just were unlucky with some of the chances and also just some of the decisions. But Liam, did you see enough yesterday to give you confidence to go into that game against Chelsea on Sunday and maybe potentially get the 3 points?
Yeah, I mean, I think Onana will be back on Sunday in goal. So I think defensively, Onana has been incredible this season. Despite last year's performances. I think he was really, really, really off the mark last season. But this season he's showing, a lot of character at the back. He saved us. I think he's been our best player this season so far. So I think as far as conceding goals is concerned, I think we'd be better organized at the back. Um, I've seen a defense that looked okay. I think with Martinez, he looked a good player last night. I'm still waiting for the luck to be the luck, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think Dalo has still a lot of mistakes. So I think if Dalo is on song on Sunday, and whoever we play at left back is on song, it will probably be Martinez. And then we'll probably start the Lindelof and the Lucht in centre back. But I think overall we showed hunger, we showed passion, we showed. It almost feels like these players went on a go slow strike when Ten Hag was in charge over the last few games. It sort of looks like that because yesterday it's almost if they wanted to win for Ruud, and they were fighting for the badge. Unfortunately, Rashford didn't get a goal, but he was up there, man. It was quick. That's what I'm saying is like, it was just crazy. So I don't know what to. But the thing is, like I said, you don't know what to expect come the weekend. But I think we will get a result on Sunday.
There we go, guys. That's Liam's early prediction. Obviously, we haven't really got into that segment of the show yet, but let me bring it over to the other half of this fixture. Just obviously still touching on the Carabao Cup performances yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, I had Godwin saying that they're going to beat Liverpool, and now they're exiting the cup. But that's football comes fast, man. They say football is a humbler. I don't know where I've heard it quite a few times. Let me jump
Football
to
will
you,
kill
Godwin.
you.
Obviously, Godwin, you weren't on the stream on Monday. So obviously, bro, looking at Chelsea's result yesterday, obviously you guys beat Newcastle over the weekend, and then obviously exited the cup yesterday. Are you disappointed to go out of the cup, or do you think what it's maybe a bit of a distraction for the ultimate goal, which obviously for Chelsea is making the top four? Or do you think what you do want to get as far as you can in these cup competitions because young side, new manager, getting a trophy early on in his tenure can just set him up for future success. So just your thoughts quickly on yesterday's performance and if you're disappointed or not.
Yeah, I'm not really disappointed. I'm one of those guys that um prefer to go out early than go out late. As you know, for the past few seasons, we've been finalists in the Carabao Cup. I think maybe three out of the last four seasons, or two of the last three. So I'd rather go out now than later, so that we can focus on more important issues at hand. My only issue is that our squad is big, and we kind of need these games to keep everyone happy, to keep everyone involved. So us being out of this tournament kind of limits game times for our second team. So that for me is the one slight concern that it might start to cause a bit of unrest in the dressing room.
100%, bro. Look, I do think, like you said, I think that is actually a valid point. But at the same time, I think that also just might heighten the intensity levels of Chelsea in training and stuff like that. Because with less games now, it means less opportunities. So when players do come on, they actually know that they have to perform. Kaden, bro. Obviously, just echoing God's thoughts. What do you just think of Chelsea's performance? I know you were a bit loud, a couple of days ago in some other group chats, but we won't bring it here too much. Um, a disappointing result if we're being completely honest for Chelsea. I think Chelsea had a strong enough squad out there to at least get a goal, and obviously losing 2-0. Some mistakes that also cost you the goals, but obviously maybe not overall bad performance. Just what are your thoughts? Are you okay with this exit, or did you want to see your team at least try to get to another final?
Yeah, evening, gents. Happy to be here once again, but I'm the opposite of Godwin. I am utterly disappointed. I really thought we'd get somewhere in this competition. I want to win no matter what. Whatever's in front of me, I always want to win. And with the B team, and I saw that B team, and I thought to myself, okay, now we're playing Newcastle at home. I mean, they were a Champions League team last season. What is Enzo doing? I expected some more firepower, but we lost. And yeah, no, it's heartbreaking, honestly. Like I wish we could have went further. And it's also to say, what happens if Palmer gets injured for a prolonged period of time? is this how we're going to play constantly? So it was a bit of a eye-opening match for me, and I wish we could have won, could have went further. But like Gordon mentioned, that he wants to rather go out now than later, and focus on bigger things. But it is definitely disappointing. But yeah, we'll take out our frustrations on Manchester United. It's the only way to go.
There we go. Some big cheers from Kayla. There's a United beware. Dane, obviously, quickly, bro. Obviously, we've got no other fans on the panel just yet. So, obviously, just quickly to touch on Arsenal's performance yesterday. A lot has been made of Mikel Arteta not taking the Carabao Cup seriously. And I myself are one of those fans for many years now that said, I don't care about this competition. But for some reason, this season, I actually want to win it because I think when you're going against the likes of Liverpool and City, you need every single advantage that you can get. And I think a trophy win mid-season can really boost our chances of being successful this season in terms of the ultimate prizes. What do you make of that? Do you think that that's important, or do you think, what, regardless of whether we win the Carabao Cup or not, we should still, the intensity to win the league shouldn't change, or the Champions League? Or do you think that, like I said, winning the Carabao Cup can be a platform for being more successful this season and seasons to go on?
I agree. I also didn't care about it for a long time. But I actually, when I saw after the Man City game, they were so tense, and then the kids came out and played Bolton and spanked them. It was like a nice relief. It was almost like it was just really good to see our kids getting a chance to play and then doing so well. But then I thought he was going to play more kids last night, and then he played quite a strong team. So it seems like Arteta is taking this tournament more seriously than he has in the past. And I actually like that. I think I agree with you. I think the pressure is maybe getting to Arteta of not winning a trophy for the last 4.5 years. So I think he's also thinking about that. I think it's also, if you look at the history of Arsenal, we haven't won it since 1993. So that's 31 years. So that's a long time. I think you can say a trophy is small and you're focusing on other things, but at the end of the day, that's a long time in our history that we haven't won this trophy. So I also think, like, historically, it's also important for us to win it. And as you said, you can have benefits in terms of winning silverware that can boost your kind of mentality for the season. But I feel like our squad is bigger now that we can look at more trophies. I think in the past we were like only focused on the league and just surviving when we had a small squad, and then we could look at a cup run because we were not doing much. We weren't doing Europe. So then we could look at the cup run in the FA Cup. Then when we were in Europa, we couldn't manage to do well in the cups. We were focused on Europa and the league. Then when in Champions League, we were focused on Champions League and the league. Now we can actually look at maybe three tournaments. I think we might actually not worry about the FA Cup, as we've won it a lot lately, and actually look at UCL, Carabao, and the league as our three main priorities this season.
No, 100%. And I think, look, the draw has been already made. United have got Tottenham, Chelsea, they've got to watch us, and then obviously we've got Crystal Palace. So I think it's really interesting. I think I expect United, even though they're away at Tottenham, I think they'll win that game, and I think we will beat Palace too. So I'm expecting us two to get into the semi-finals, and Liverpool as well. So it's going to be interesting. I think the semi-finals, just in my opinion, I think you'll see Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, United, and Arsenal. So it's going to be quite interesting. We'll see when we get there. But we are here to talk about the Premier League, and that's what our main focus is, obviously. The big game this weekend, the game that we'll be focusing on now mostly on the show tonight, is obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy's debut as United manager in the league. He got off to a winning start yesterday in his first game, obviously winning 5-2. Going up against Enzo Maresca, who's also a relatively inexperienced manager in terms of the top level. And obviously, I think everybody's expecting a good open game because I think United, being the home team, will have something to prove. And I think Chelsea, the way they play under Maresca, they are very attack-minded, and also they do concede quite a few chances, as we've seen over the start of the season. I'm gonna jump to Kalen because I think he did really have the siege mentality where he said, we will get revenge, or we'll basically avenge yesterday's performance on Sunday. Kalen, what are you expecting from your players this weekend? Are you expecting the type of performance that really puts Chelsea on the map? Like, when we said about the Liverpool game, like if you beat Liverpool, then is Chelsea seriously in the title race? Or do you think that regardless of the way you perform against United, the most important thing is the result?
Yeah, no way. We definitely need a win at Old Trafford just to boost confidence after that game, and the A team will finally be back. So very excited to see Cole Palmer and Jackson and the usuals Neto come onto the pitch and do something. But it's going to be a difficult game, with Man United. And I watched their game against Leicester. They really went all out, and it was a convincing performance. And I think they do have that extra energy to say, okay, Ten Hag's gone now. Let's just show what we can do, which they've done with so many other managers once they've got sacked. You'll notice that it's usually always close to the time when they play Chelsea, and they usually have a really good performance. So this time around, I don't want to puff my chest out too much as I've been doing this past week, but I think we will get the win, and yeah, no, let's see what happens.
No, sorry guys, 100%. And I think, you know what, I think it's good that you're a bit cautious, because obviously you're not saying United are a wounded dog, because obviously they have won yesterday, but it's the first Premier League game. The stadium will be a lot more full than what it was yesterday, because it's a big game. It's a Premier League. And I think with Chelsea, I think it'll show a lot of character if you can get a win at Old Trafford, especially in these conditions, because like you said, United with a new manager bounce, going to Old Trafford, it's always going to be tough. You're going to find it very difficult to get the win. And if Chelsea can do that, and then obviously the next week playing us, I think that'll make our game a lot more interesting. So I think this game this weekend could potentially have a knock-on effect for your next couple of results in the Europa Conference League, and then obviously in the league. Let me jump over to Liam. Liam, a player that I've obviously highlighted on the thumbnail, but someone that's really impressed me this season is Garnacho. Garnacho he's really looking like, I don't want to say the talisman, but he's really like taken the onus upon himself this season to really step up a lot this season. And I think personally, if United are to win, he's gonna have to have a good game and be more like as clinical as he was during the week. Do you think that this is a game that he can platform himself to be amongst the likes of, not necessarily say Palmer and Saka and them, because I think obviously those guys in terms of consistency level and output are a bit higher than him. But could this be the start of Garnacho trying to reach those levels in this game? Do you think this is a game that he can grasp and really take control of?
Well, I'd hope so. I think is with Garnacho, he shows a lot of promise. He shows the intent going forward. He passes he dribbles past a lot of defenders. It's just that end product. It's just that end product that I'm like afraid of, man. Like it's not coming for him. But if you look at yesterday and just the team, how they galvanized themselves yesterday, and if the opportunities come, if him and Rashford can, find each other. And here's my thing over the last season or two is everyone is trying to be that player. And that's my problem with Garnacho idolizing Ronaldo too much, but at the same time, Rashford doing the same thing is like these boys grow up in the academy. They know what the Ronaldo is. They know what the Wayne Rooney is. But there's one thing that they didn't pick up from those players is that they played for each other. If the one doesn't score, he's fine with assisting. But now with Garnacho and Rashford, it's like everyone wants to be him. Everyone wants to be the next Ronaldo, the next big star that comes out of United, or. So my thing is, if he can find the back of if he can find form by scoring goals, definitely. I've always said Garnacho is a very talented boy. He just needs to find that final product, and that is goals. Look at the last game against Chelsea. Chelsea beat us 4-3. Garnacho scored a brace in that game. So obviously he'd be looking to, be on the winning team this time around. Good form in the week. Bruno was also on the score sheet the last time we played Chelsea. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I think if he can just put his, just the right mindset going into this game, and look for blood, man. That's what I miss of United. What I miss from United is just smelling blood and wanting to take it. And remember, we need to beat Chelsea now. After that 4-3, that was humiliating. Even though we got 3 goals, but to concede 4 goals, I know it was at the bridge, but you know, we won the reverse fixture at Old Trafford. And if you look at the two last games at Old Trafford, United actually won. So I hope that we continue in that form, that we don't make Chelsea come there and just run over Old
Mm.
Trafford. So I think, yeah, man, with the right mentality and just the boys, playing for Ruud. Remember, Ruud was there under 10 ago, so I think he was mostly working with the attackers, getting the goals and stuff. So I think they wanna reward him. So
Mm.
yeah, I think Garnacho, yeah, given the opportunity, if he starts, I think, yeah, I see a goal from Garnacho.
No, 100%. And look, and like I said, I have to tend to agree with you. I think United are lacking that ruthless and cutting edge up front. I think you also look at it. Your front line, besides the likes of Rashford, is extremely young. There's no one in that front line that you can think is a killer. And I think that's what United are currently missing. And I think if Garnacho can add that to his game, he's got an
Yeah,
exceptional work rate. I have to give him that great work rate. He doesn't really complain. He's actually, as much as you say he like think he's with Ronaldo in terms of his idol, I
yeah.
still think he's still got a lot of humility to him. And I think actually what would help him is getting a bit more arrogance in his game, to show that he's actually maturing and getting a bit older. Do you want to add something,
Mm.
bro?
Yeah, I just wanted to add something, and maybe, like you said, like, or rather, I was telling someone in the week at work, I was like, what United really lacks is a proper number 9, a Wayne Rooney, a Carlos Tevez, a Ruud van Nistelrooy. If we had that player, maybe Garnacho and Rashford's job would be much easier, so that we
Mm.
don't look to them for goals, but we're looking at this number 9. Is Rasmus Højlund that guy? No. Is Xerxes that guy? No. We still need that number 9 that's going to be. We need a Haaland type of player. We need a Harry Kane, someone that's gonna give us 20 plus goals every season. Because
Mm.
now we're putting so much pressure on Garnacho and Rashford and Ahmad, Diallo to bring us these goals. These guys are wingers. We need that number 9 that's gonna give us that.
100%. And I think that is what United. And I think obviously with Ruben Amorim coming in, the links to Gyökeres have already started. And I think if United are able to bring in that kind of killer up front, I think United will have a lot of teams worried. Look, I mean, you've really got Myron here, which is saying Gyökeres would be an amazing signing for United with Ruben taking over. And I think those links just make sense. I think if you're looking at it now, in terms of United and Ruben Amorim and Sporting, that link, you've got Ousmane Diomande, who's a very good centre back, which I've been scouting for many years for Arsenal, which I think could be another defender that United could look to add, in terms of replacing Maguire. Then you've got De Ligt, Martinez, and Diomande as your three, type of rotational centre backs. And then if United are able to pay the release cost for Gyökeres, bro, I think, when you talk about a scary signing, bro, that guy is scoring every kind of goal. Headers, long range, free kicks. Like, he is just hot, bro. I think that's the type of striker Arsenal should be linked to as well, or should be going for. But, only time will tell. Godwin, I also want to just bring you in quickly, bro. Let me just add Lascelles to the stage as well, gents. So Godwin, bro, obviously in the thumbnail, we spoke about, or in my thumbnail, as you can see, there's Nicholas Jackson here, and I think he's been a player that's been so, I genuinely think, I want to say misinterpreted, but like, people are really just looking at a couple of highlights where he's missed a few chances and then saying he's a poor player. But bro, Jackson's numbers are really, really good, especially for his age. Do you think this can be another game? Because I mean, he scored against Liverpool now, scored against West Ham, should have scored against City on the opening day. Is he someone? Obviously, everyone looks at Cole Palmer, but do you think this is the type of game where Nicholas Jackson can look to actually, lead Chelsea to the victory, especially like leading the line as the only real recognized number 9 in your squad? What are you expecting from Nicholas Jackson on Sunday?
Can Nicholas Jackson lead us? I think he definitely will score. Okay, I don't want to say definitely, but I do think that he can definitely put in a good performance, help us hopefully come out with a win on Sunday. I think the most important thing is for everyone to play well. It's not just on him. If everyone plays well, then we'll look good. I can't stress this enough. We need to win at Old Trafford. Guys, we have not won at Old Trafford in over 10 years. 2013, I actually remember the score of that game I remember the circumstances. I remember everything about that game. We won that game 1-0, one matter with a goal in the 86th minute, if I'm not mistaken. It's been that long. We've been. I just don't understand why we have not won there. It just seems to be like a place that we just can't win. So all in all, I think everyone needs to play well. No, not just Jackson. Everyone needs to play well. It's not just on him.
And I think, like you're saying, I think for like you said, because of the fact that you guys haven't won there in so long, and overall team performance is going to be important. Dane, I'm just going to bring you in quite quickly, bro. Obviously, just to touch on this game, obviously being an Arsenal fan. We've obviously seen that, Chelsea will be playing us, obviously, in the next game. After this in the league, do you think that if Chelsea win this game, that it has a potential knock-on effect, or do you think, what, each game in the Premier League just has its own story, its own context, that yes, obviously form does count, but Chelsea's main focus will be on trying to beat United, and win or lose that game, the way they'll perform against us afterwards, it doesn't really have much effect from this game?
I think it's not that much of a big deal. I hear the stats that they haven't won in 10 years there, so that is important. But if you look at the context of kind of where Man United are, they're sitting 14th in the league, and they last year came 8th in the league. So if Chelsea beat them, it's good for a top 4 race, but I don't think it's going to really make us worry too much. I think like I loved Bukayo Saka in an interview. They were talking about Newcastle and Chelsea, and they were asking him if he's ready for those games. He's like, we're thinking about Preston North End, and I like that. Saka didn't even start against Preston North End, but he knows that they got to take it one game at a time. So there's I feel like that's an elite mentality, is that you focus on the game that's in front of you, and you never underestimate an opponent. So a lot of things can change from now until then, but I do believe that already just like the history of Chelsea versus Arsenal, like the two biggest clubs in London, is enough to make us prepare really well for the game. If they beat United or if they lose to United, I don't think it'll change our approach. We'll approach it as a big game, and Chelsea are sitting 4th in the league, so 5th, or they're 5th now, or they're 4th, I'm not sure. Anyway, they're only 1 point behind Arsenal. So if Chelsea win, they will go ahead of us. So we can't take it lightly. We have to focus on the game, and we have to prepare with our utmost respect and importance for the game.
100%. So, look, I'm just seeing if X is going to join soon, because I want to get his opinions. But if not, full of predictions for the game. Because I know Liam has to jump off soon. Let me jump straight to Liam, bro. Obviously, being the home team, the onus is on you guys to get a result. It is going to be tough. I think Old Trafford will be pumping, though. And I think, in my opinion, I'm expecting a United win, not because I don't think Chelsea are good. I just think that it just has that feel, man. You just like feel like United are going to pull it out the bag, And I think there's no disrespect to Chelsea. I think Chelsea, and I've said this since the beginning of the season, they have been exceptional, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed watching them. I just think
that is disrespectful.
whether it's Arsenal playing.
That's disrespectful to say that we're going to lose to a United team that have been shocking this season.
Listen. I'm just saying, bro. That's why I'm saying it's literally, that's the reason why you will lose, because everyone's expecting them not to still be poor and everything, and it's just like United have always shown when it's new manager bounce, bro. United win no matter who is in town. Remember last season when they kicked Liverpool out of the FA Cup? Everyone thought they would lose. They showed up and they won. So Liam, bro, just to you quickly, your prediction for the game. Remember, this is gonna be recorded, and we will go back to this. So.
Well, the thing is, with anyone who takes over on an interim basis tend to do well at United. You look at Solskjaer, you look at Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick. In their short stint as interim coach of Man United, they did well. So I'm I'm expecting United to do well on the weekend. I'm expecting goals. Like you say, the this fixture has shown us a lot of goals. Um, United have won two of the last three games, and then before that, there was like five draws between the two clubs. Um, I'm thinking United. We need to win. We need to bring pride back to Old Trafford, if you know what I'm saying. And
Mm.
Chelsea haven't won at Old Trafford in a while, so to allow them to come there and boss us around and win will just be bad. I think Ruud knows that he's not going to be made permanent manager. There's already a deal. They already agreed terms. Ruben is our new coach. Um, so, but he still loves the club. You can see yesterday he knew they were speaking to Ruben. He knew there was an agreement in place. So, but the passion that he showed. So I think this come Sunday, I'm talking a lot, but let me give you a
Hey, this guy's
prediction.
nervous, man. This guy's nervous.
I'm not nervous. It's uncertainty. It's like if, I'm in a place of uncertainty. I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? But I think Old Trafford, Sunday, Chelsea. Come on, come on. I'm going 3-1.
Woo! There we go. Cooking. There we go. That's what I want. None of this nicey nicey. Ooh, you so good. You so good. No,
Nah,
nah, nah, nah. This is
we
we
need to make
want
a
this.
statement. We need to make a statement, and I smell blood.
This is what we want. Yes. There we go, Liam. We smell blood. There we go. There we go. 3-1 prediction for Liam. Let me jump to Gordon, bro. Gordon, obviously, if United were to beat Chelsea 3-1, I think there would be a lot of not concern because obviously it's still early in the season, new manager, but I think it would send shockwaves through the world of football in the sense that Chelsea have been in such decent form and United have been so poor in the league that most people wouldn't see it coming. What is your prediction about how you feeling? Do you think that you guys can come there to Old Trafford and finally break this voodoo, or do you think that listen, there's just some things in life that are certain, death, taxes, and you guys not winning at Old Trafford?
I think your score prediction for Sunday. The game's going to have a lot of goals. Um, and I think I will agree with my friend Liam in saying that it will be 3-1, but the other way. Chelsea will win this game 3-1. United will score first, crowd will be buzzing, everything will calm down, then we'll start. Jackson 1, Cole Palmer 2, Cole Palmer 3. Ah, boy.
Okay, wait. I didn't give my goal scorers.
Let's hear.
Can I go ahead and give my goal scorers?
Now go ahead, bro.
Okay. We're going to be Rashford, 1. Canacho, 1. Bruno Fernandes, 1.
Okay,
Oof.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll
It's
see.
not a-
And you better, bro.
Listen.
Don't make excuses. You must jump on Monday on the stream. I want the same energy that you're giving. You must
No,
jump on that.
guaranteed. Monday, I'm there.
Monday must be on the stream.
Monday, I'm there.
Unless
I'll
you
even
get
log
cooked.
in first on the stream.
Then Kaden, obviously, bro, I'm gonna jump to you. I think you have lots of chest. So I hope this chest that you've been having, especially for my team, for some reason. I don't know if the color red is confusing you between Arsenal and United, but your prediction, bro, for Sunday's game.
Guys, you know what? If you have to go on Google and type Manchester United owner, you're not gonna find Rednick. You're not gonna find Radcliffe. You're not gonna find Ineos. You're gonna see a big picture of Cole Palmer there, right? So my boy is gonna do the things once again as he did for us at the bridge last season. And yeah, now I'm going for 3-2. I think 2 goals from Palmer, 1 goal from Jackson, 2 goals, maybe 1 from Rashford, 1 from Garnacho. So definitely high scoring, like Gordon mentioned, but it's going to be a narrow win. I don't expect complete dominance. I expect a lot of mistakes in the back from both teams, in and out. So it's going to be quite interesting. But it's it's always up the Blues, and yeah, let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no. Hey, Kaylan, I don't think you slept the last night, bro. I'm showing a lot of fatigue. This prediction is
Ish.
that. But that's, I don't know where Shannon is, but can I just say, everyone is talking about Cole Palmer, and I know he scored 4 goals in the last two games in this fixture. He scored a hat trick the last time he played. I think Cole Palmer is going to be marked out of the game because we understand the impact that Cole Palmer brings. But if there's one player that I'm afraid of is Nicholas Jackson. I think people are not going to pay attention to him, and he is going to be, if you guys win, will be the difference.
I agree. I agree. But I don't think Palmer just has this thing of him where he's a bit elusive, bro. So you can't really mark him out the game. You know what I mean? He's that kind of player. He's not. I don't know if you remember many years ago where Ander Herrera completely mobilized Eden Hazard. It's not going to be like that.
No, because I was thinking about it.
Against
I was thinking
Liverpool,
about
then?
it this afternoon. Sorry, Dane. I was thinking about it this afternoon. I was like, Ferguson was the type of coach where when it comes to these big games, he'll allow a Park Ji-sung or someone to go and mark someone out of the game. So I think if Ruud remembers those times, he'll know, send someone to go and mark that guy. I don't know if Casemiro is the guy to do that. I think if we put a Ugarte on Cole Palmer, could be the difference. But like I said, I'm very wary of Nicholas Jackson. That's a guy that I'm afraid of this season.
I was just saying, didn't Liverpool mark Palmer at the game?
I don't know if they marked him out the game or he was just horrible that day.
Okay.
You know, Ben.
Nah, they did to
Sorry,
a
guys, I don't
certain
know what's
extent.
going
They did. They definitely had the elements where they marked Palmer out, but Man United don't have the quality that Liverpool possess. The top tier,
Yeah.
upper echelon players. I highly doubt they're gonna be able to hold him back. But it's gonna be quite interesting. I can't wait for the game, and yeah, no, let's get it, gents.
Yeah, when I heard Ugarte and Casemiro marking Palmer at the game, I was just like, let's not make sure of this one. I think they'll have to. I think they're ruining, like someone like McTominay actually would have been better at like marking him out the game, like because he's that dogged kind of defensive kind of player. So in terms of my prediction, I say a 2-2. I think it'll be high scoring, like everyone else has been saying. But I just have a feeling the new manager bounce will come in, and then this whole, like, for some reason, these kind of stats in football, I think they actually hold weight. This 10 games that they haven't won at Old Trafford, I feel like it's going to be in their heads. And I think that is something that, because it's also still a young team. I know Chelsea have been doing well this year, but I think that these are the types of things that can affect you psychologically and mentally. So I think it'll be a draw. And I think both teams will actually be happy with a draw. And I think there's going to be some spice in the game, like some red cards and something. I just feel like something's going to happen and we're going to have lots of talking points after the game. Axe, what about you? Just unmute. Yeah, I can't unmute you. Yeah, so I agree with Sisanda that it'll be a draw. I know I think he's my Arsenal friend. So I think it also suits Arsenal for it to be a draw. I think it even suits Arsenal for Man United to win, but I just don't see them winning. I think Chelsea got too much quality to lose to United, and even with new manager bounce, I think the new manager bounce applied to Leicester, not to Chelsea.
Well,
And then
yesterday's
what's
game,
your
I didn't get to catch Man United play yesterday. I barely made it to the Chelsea game. The way I was so tired yesterday. But were Leicester playing a weakened team, or was it a strong Premier League team?
Yeah, they were playing a weaker team. That's what Liam said. He said they played a weakened team. So it's not a result that you should be too worried about as Chelsea fans. Because Leicester want to survive in the league. They don't care about what's happening in the cup, because they want to survive the league. So they're playing their stronger team in the league.
What's up, gents?
Alright, gents. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. My Wi-Fi was hacking. I even have to hotspot using my phone. Yo,
No worries,
hectic.
we hold
Okay,
it
cool,
down
man.
for you.
So I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I think you guys finished predictions. I'm guessing. Hey, let me get through some comments. Actually,
Axe hasn't given his prediction, but yeah, let's go to some comments.
yeah, let me just go through some comments here. We've got Sisanda here, which is going for a draw. I think a draw would suit Arsenal. Just in terms of going forward, I think a draw does nothing for either team. Maybe it hampers Chelsea more because they're obviously higher up in the table. It doesn't do United any good because they're further down. But I think United do need to win. We've got Tain here. Obviously, guys, remember Tain has been on a podcast with us before. Chelsea fan. He's predicting a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Another comment from Tain here. I think he's completely trolling. He says Anthony hat-trick. I mean, if that happens, then just us. He was. What the hell? If that can happen, then I don't know. Then I know then Chelsea are finished, bro. If that happens, Chelsea are finished team. Then I don't think we have Godwin and Caleb back on the show. If that happens, I don't think they'll show their faces.
We banter them hard.
Yeah, no, I don't even think, bro. Anthony scoring a hat trick is banter enough. I don't think we need to say anything. If that happens, you don't say anything. We got another one here. A comment from Pacers. Jackson is proof that people don't watch football. Yes, he missed a lot of big chances, but he's also a very good player. His link-up movement and football is very good. And I have to agree. I think sometimes, strikers miss chances, guys. Everyone thinks that for example, if you look at Harry Kane's conversion rate, I think his conversion rate is 30% or something like that. And that's really good. The conversion rate, people think this is FIFA where you're supposed to be scoring every shot you take. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? And I think for Jackson, who is not a out-and-out striker or is getting to those levels, I think he's done more than fine. I mean, 14 league goals last season. For your debut season, for a 21-year-old, I think that is brilliant, bro. I don't understand how he can get this much hate. People go on he misses chances like Torres did against United all those years ago. He's missing open goals. It's really not that. Yes, he misses one-on-ones, but I've seen the top strikers do that. I've seen Messi, I've seen Ronaldo, So I think it's just that I think maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you can't deny the quality of the player. Then Pace with another comment here. He says 3-1 to Chelsea, Cole Palmer hat-trick. So look, that's probably more likely, to being completely honest. Out of
I agree completely
all
with Pace when he
the
says
likely things
that,
to happen, I think.
I agree where he says that Jackson is proof where people don't watch football. Because if you know your football, you know that guy is a very good player and he's a good striker. I feel the same way about Gabriel
Stats
Jesus.
don't tell you everything.
Jesus is a flipping. Stats don't tell you everything. Gabriel Jesus is a flipping good player. Yes, he's not clinical in front of goal, but the guy knows he knows how to play the game, and he just needs
100%.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, guys? Can I also just say something, right? The thing that I think has genuinely ruined football is Messi and Ronaldo, because we think what they did was normal. And X and I were having this conversation yesterday at the gym, where I said to him, Messi and Ronaldo, they would score their average season was 50 goals, bro. Genuinely, that was their averages, bro. That was never a thing. That was really never a thing, bro. R9 wasn't hitting 50 a season. Henry wasn't hitting 50. Shevchenko, they weren't hitting these numbers, bro. And I think the fact that we got spoiled for 15 years, where we saw those two guys just dominate, we think that it's normal. Obviously you had your Suarez, your Lewandowski, your Kanes who have come close to those numbers. But I think when you look at someone like Nicholas Jackson, again, like I said, debut season of 14 Premier League goals, bro, coming from a left-wing position in Villarreal to a struggling Chelsea team. Let's be honest, this is not the Chelsea of this season. It's, Chelsea of last season where there were a lot of struggles. And I think he really did show his prowess last season. And I think he doesn't get enough credit for it. So yeah, that's just my opinion on Jackson. Just some more comments here. Give me 1 second, gents. Pace says here, another comment regarding says 100% Haaland misses big chances as well, just that he plays in a team that creates a lot of chances. That's very true. I think it's Rams here saying Romeo Lavia has really impressed me. He looks so composed and comfortable on the ball. So yeah, sorry, those are emojis. Sorry guys, those are emojis. So yeah, I think like Lavia, definitely. You saw it in the Liverpool game, absolute baller. I think, we did speak about him a couple of parts ago. We did all agree that listen, that's probably Chelsea's best midfielder. Um, just to move on some more comments here. Wow, it's really popping in the comment section today. This is lovely. Says I agree. I always tell Dane that stats don't tell you everything. Another comment here from Shailen saying Sunday is going to be a lovely one. And we've got obviously one more comment from Pace here, but I think that's more to do with the Arsenal, which we'll be moving on to shortly. But before we just move on, just your score prediction, bro, because obviously it's your team's involved or your team involved. What's your score prediction for Sunday's game, United against Chelsea?
How's it, gents? I think Sunday will be a very interesting one. I see a draw. It's gonna be a 2-2 the score. Because obviously Cole Palmer won and Nicholas Jackson. But Cole Palmer, I'm not worried much about him. Because we saw that link up of Ogate and Case. It kind of like a very strong relationship there. But yeah, Jackson, it's kind of he's kind of a problem because like you just said, misses a lot of chances, but when he converts, he converts. We've seen a lot of players doing that. Talking about you guys like Sterling. We saw Sterling at Man City doing the same thing. Misses a lot, but you check his the season, he has a lot of goals. So, but if you're playing the striking position, it does not matter how many time you misses, as long as you get that one goal out of that 10 misses and giving your team that win. So yeah, for Sunday I'm seeing a draw. Yeah, obviously Nicholas Jackson, and on our side I think Rashford and Garnacho is gonna score those goals. Yeah, and then as long as they don't put in Onana, then hopefully Cole Palmer is not gonna get that hat trick. Because if we go for Onana on the goals, Cole Palmer is definitely getting a hat trick. Yeah, I have no hope if Onana is on that lineup. Cole Palmer is getting a hat trick.
That's so strange you say that, bro. I think Onana's been really good this season. I won't lie to you, gents. I think I think it's like last season you can maybe say sure, but I think this season he's been really good, bro. Like I just think that United have like obviously he's the goalkeeper he concedes, so it looks like it's his fault. But a lot of the goals he hasn't really had like there's not much he could do. I can't think of really one error this season compared to last season where like he was errors galore. The guy looked like he had holes in his gloves. This season, I think he's been good, man. I think actually he might actually be the difference, bro. Come Sunday, he might pull up because he does make a lot of good saves, bro. That's also the thing. So, look, I think it will be interesting to
Yeah,
see
he
what
does,
he
yeah.
does and how he performs. But let's see. I think it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, we um obviously next, guys, we're going to be moving over to the Arsenal segment, which I think is one of the other big games this weekend. Obviously in terms of the top six, I think Arsenal are the kickoff of the weekend. We play Newcastle away from home. I'm going to bring in Lesedi. Lesedi, what's up, bro? Obviously the last time we played Newcastle at St. James Park, there was a lot of controversy regarding that result where the ball was out, there was a foul on Gabriel, and the goal got given, and we all remember the iconic Mikel Arteta press conference post-match where it was like, "It's embarrassing." How he said it. Is a disgrace. And do you think that Arsenal are in a better position this season to come away with 3 points, or do you think that Newcastle will be a lot more confident going into this game, having just beaten Chelsea last night in the Carabao Cup? What are you expecting from the game on Saturday?
Sure. Firstly, what's up, gents? Hope you guys are good. It's a late minute substitution there, coming on the 75th minute, trying to make an impact. But yeah, going on to what Shannon is asking there. That game against Newcastle at St. James's Park, yeah, I still have nightmares about that one, dude, because that's, 3 points or even 2 points that could have, helped us towards the end of the season. But to say that we're in a better position to win the game, I don't know. With all the injuries that we've got, it is something really, really, important to consider. I don't know. We don't know if Gabriel is fit, but I think Kivior should slot in quite nicely. I hope he would. But yeah, man, I think even Calafiori is out now as well, so that's something else to consider. But yeah, with Timber being back and getting minutes in the tank yesterday, I think we do stand a good chance of getting 3 points. But to say that it's guaranteed, I'm not too sure. Yeah, like St. James Park is always a tough place to go and play and collect 3 points. So I guess we'll have to see what the lineup that's presented to us. But I think if we turn up on the day, we'll definitely leave there with 3 points. I don't want to accept a draw because, yeah, Chelsea United are playing on Sunday. Ideally, United pump Chelsea and then we keep it moving and we keep a nice gap between us. But yeah, in the form Chelsea are in now in the league, it's a bit of a tough call to make.
No, 100%. And just touching on what your thoughts on Gabriel, I did see a tweet from Kaya Kayanak, who is one of the Arsenal reporters, one of the main Arsenal reporters. We've actually got some big news regarding Arsenal. He did report that Gabriel was actually in contention for yesterday's game, but we didn't want to take a risk on him. So he is going to be back for the game. And there's a slight chance that Martin Odegaard might be back. So you Chelsea boys at the bottom. Yeah, my boys. My boys. Hey. Watch it. That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be hot there. It's going to be
it's going to be hot, man. I hope some guys don't just lose their phones and stuff like that, when they come next week. But listen, I think Arsenal, we have to win. If we have the likes of, if we have a fully fit back four, especially going away from home, I'm confident. That's why I'm a lot more confident going to away grounds than I am at home, because at home we struggle to really break teams down, and that's where obviously someone like Ethan Nwaneri, guys, which I think it's important that we touch on a young player like that. Lamine Yamal gets a lot of praise, for being a 17-year-old and looking the part. I think Nwaneri, in the little minutes that he's had this season, I mean, he's already scored 3 goals, bro. He's our third top goal scorer in all competitions. Only Saka and Havertz have got more goals than him this season, which, I mean, that's not impressive. If you're actually looking at, if that's your third best goal scorer, we're clearly not scoring enough goals, you could say. But for him, who's only started 2 games, to have 3 goals, and regardless of opposition, bro, that's the goals that he's scoring. Like yesterday, no matter who scores that goal, no matter the level, that's an excellent goal. That's top bins. The first touch was immaculate. Dane, would he be someone that you would think gets a start against Newcastle, or do you think, continue to give him those little bit of minutes here and there? Because that obviously the pressures won't be too much on him, because Newcastle are not going to be an easy game at all. I think we know St. James's Park, early kickoff, late kickoff, those are always difficult. Or do you think, the boys showed enough temperament that he can actually rise to the occasion on Saturday?
I think I would start Nwaneri. I don't think Arteta will. I would start Nwaneri. I think that the way he's played in the minutes that he's been given, he changed the game against Leicester. We were 2-2, and then he changed that game. Then the starts that he had against Bolton and Preston North End, he was one of our best players in those games. And then he's made impacts in little 5 minutes, Molanyana minutes that he's been getting in other games. So he hasn't put a foot wrong. There's nothing negative to say other than he's 17. It's always been big games. So that's why I'm more frustrated that he wasn't played with more minutes against Southampton and Bournemouth, to then see how ready he is to play against the Liverpools, the Newcastles, and the Chelsea. So it's more like I'm more frustrated with Arteta not playing him that much. But I don't think he'll get a start. I think if he gets 30 minutes, I'd be very happy, and I think he can also be a game changer that comes on. There's a stat that I saw that Arsenal scored 6 goals from outside the box in 2023-24. Nwaneri scored 7. I know it was for the under-18s, but he scored more goals outside of the box than our whole team did last season. So, and then he scored a goal outside the box last night. So the kid has got something different. A team is about having profiles. You have a Rice, who's a ball progressor, and he breaks down play. You've got Partey, who breaks the lines. You've got Wanyeri, who's a dribbler. We don't have many dribblers in our team. We need someone to take on players and create space and take players out and create that excitement in the ground. So it's about having a different profile in your team that then platforms and gives the strengths of the other profiles a place to be. So that's what I'm thinking about Wanyeri. I think the Newcastle game is going to be a tough game. It's going to be very difficult. I'm really, I think like what happened last year, I think we're going to avenge it. I do think we will get a win, but I think it's going to be a 91st minute 2-1 type victory. One of those tough, everyone walks off the pitch and they're exhausted type victories. I think it's going to be a big game.
100%. Look, I have a slightly different feeling about that, but I'll get into that when it comes to the predictions. But I'm making a prediction now. Ballon d'Or, Saka 2025, young golden boy, Ito Ranieri. You've heard it here, folks. First and foremost, breaking news on the Golden Goal Talk 6 show. Arsenal double score Ballon d'Or. Gordon, mute your mic. Gordon, please mute your mic. I know you want to say something. No, I'm just joking. Actually, let me bring Gordon in. Gordon, obviously we saw Chelsea play Newcastle yesterday, and we saw the likes of Alexander Isak get 2 goals in 2 games now against Chelsea. Obviously, he is their main threat alongside the likes of Anthony Gordon. You think that Arsenal will have enough to beat Newcastle on Saturday, or do you think, Newcastle being at home, having just beaten Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, might actually surprise a lot of people and come away with the 3 points on Saturday?
The game on Saturday, Newcastle versus Arsenal, will be a very interesting game. I feel, watching both these teams closely this season, I feel that the game is going to be decided who starts the game strongly first, right? Like who shows that they want to win, like in the first opening 5 minutes. Whoever kind of puts the other team on the back foot in the first maybe 5 to 10 minutes, who wants it more? That would show me who really wants the game, because I see this game as a very evenly balanced game. I think it's there for the taking for either sides. I can see Newcastle win, and I can see Arsenal win. So I just think that the game on Saturday would be, or honestly, who wants it more. Although I do think you guys are missing. Is Saliba back? Is Saliba back,
yes.
or is he? No, as in, is he not suspended for the Premier League game on thing?
No, there's only 1 game suspension.
How is that? No, it's 3 games because it was a straight red,
But it's a last man challenge. So it's so weird, bro. There's so many. So apparently, guys, let me tell you something actually. So how this red card thing works, right? So it was a last man challenge. So all last man red cards, only 1 game suspension. But how they base whether or not they're giving red cards is if, for example, let's just say the player is through on goal and the ball is moving in the direction of the goal. So the ball is in between the posts in terms of where the ball is traveling. If you bring your opponent down, it's a straight red card. If the ball is moving diagonally, either way. So if the ball is going that way or that way, and if you're the last man, you bring him down, they will give a yellow card. It's not a direct goal scoring opportunity. That's why Saliba's was a red card, and Van der Ven and Clausen's wasn't. Because they literally
I see.
It's so stupid, bro. Like, I mean, it's minuscule, like, bro. Like, how do you know that I can't score from a diagonal angle? Like, what if I can just curl in the top corner? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, but like I said, like you're right, Gordon. The fact that Saliba's back, Gabriel will be back, Timber, White should be back because White was actually just rested yesterday in terms of load management. Pause. I think that's that's going to be very, very important for us. I think a strong back four is important for us, and I think it's our strength. And I don't think as Arsenal fans we need to be ashamed of saying we've got a strong defense. Doesn't mean that we can't score. We just happen to have a strong defense, and I think that's. I mean, City have Haaland, and that everyone raves about that. We've got our defense, you know, and I think, especially away from home, we're able to always set up in a way that somehow when we go a goal ahead, it's, I don't know, man, we shut it down. It's done. You know, you're not scoring, bro. Like, we don't really concede away from home, except for like really, I would say mistakes. Because if I look at the City game when we conceded, I mean, Calafiori gets spun, Gabriel gets out of position, and they score, and then you got a last minute winner. We down to 10 men. But I do think that Newcastle will pose threats. I think it's really about how we handle the occasion. I don't want us to get too emotional because we lost their last season in the manner. I think one thing I'll say about this Arsenal team, and I'll give Arteta credit for it always, is he always seems to bounce back against the team he's lost against. Like he always seems to be like, okay, guys, that time they did this, we're gonna come in with this mentality. We're gonna do this and we can do that. That's the reason I'm confident. Not because I think we are 10 times better than Newcastle. I just think that the way we'll be set up, and Godwin, you said it earlier, and you said it now, is that which team or how we start will dictate. And then you said it might be a cagey game. I don't think so, bro. I think Arsenal, I have a very sneaky suspicion we might actually thump Newcastle. And this is not me being arrogant. I just think that a lot of people will say that they think Arsenal might be a bit scared or this, that, and the other. Or how they can the narrative will be. And Arteta's gonna set the boys up in a completely different way than what people think we will. But let me bring in X quickly. X, obviously, you obviously being a United fan, but obviously being a football lover. Newcastle Arsenal, we remember years ago that famous 4-4 game where Czech Tiote, rest in peace, scored that last minute winner. What are you expecting from this game? Do you think that this is a game where we can see another thrilling game like that, or do you think it will be a lot more cagey? Do you think that we will see a tighter game than what most people expect?
I think we'll see a tighter game. Because if you check, Newcastle have lost. I think they've lost twice now at home, and then the other games I think it's draw. So it's gonna be a tighter game. I'm seeing a 3-1 win to Arsenal. Yes, Isak will probably score. But yeah, I'm seeing a 3-1 win for Arsenal. I think this is gonna be, it's not gonna be a walkover, but yeah, it's gonna be a straight win for Arsenal.
%, bro. And I think, you know what, if Arsenal can get the result like 3-1, I think confidence wise, we got a big week coming, guys. We play Newcastle away, Inter Milan away, and Chelsea away. I mean, if we can win all three of those games, I think that tells a lot about where we are as a team, And I think, listen, there we got Kalen already. He did this now. I mean, I'm going to leave this guy, actually. I'll see my boss up. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Dane, I'll be bringing some of the Chelsea guys. Hopefully Godwin can avail himself. Let's say, bro, if you're not busy, bro, come to Bassa, guys. It's going to be lit. It was lit when I was there last week. Obviously, we're watching it as a supporters club. But Kalen, bro, just obviously, your team has obviously just played Newcastle. You play Arsenal next weekend. How much are you keeping an eye on this game for your team in terms of when you play us? Or do you think, like I said earlier, that the game on Saturday for Arsenal might not have much bearing on the Chelsea game, given the fact that we still play Inter Milan on Wednesday?
Yeah, no, obviously, in terms of a tactical perspective, there should be little pieces that we can take from the game should Newcastle do well. But with, like you mentioned, I didn't even know that Saliba was back. So with your defense in full effect, I think you guys are going to do good job. I'm expecting, like X said, I think 3-1, good score. So it's not going to affect the performance with Chelsea's game next week too much, or my thoughts on that. But it's going to be, I mean, if you lose, I'm obviously going to banter you, as you know. But we'll have to see with next week. But next week is a completely different ball game. The results this weekend are not going to do much for next weekend.
No, 100%. And I think looking at it, I think we're obviously going to get into some score predictions now. So I'm obviously going to start with the Arsenal guys. Let's say, bro, since you kicked off this segment of the show for us with the Arsenal Newcastle, what are you expecting? What is your prediction for Saturday's game? Early kickoff, St. James Park.
After hearing what everybody said, knowing that we have a fully fit backline, I think my score prediction might change. I know I said I was a bit skeptical about the result, but hearing Axe say maybe a young 3-1 there, that sounds a bit more convincing. I'm going to watch my tongue because I did call a 3-0 victory over Bournemouth and then we got pumped. So, yeah, I think maybe a 3-1. It's 2-1 in like the 88th minute, and Newcastle are throwing everything at it, and then we get a little counter-attack goal, maybe Martinelli to bag the last one. Havertz brace, I think I'm going to call that too. And then, yeah, you just keep it moving.
100%, 100%. I think, I think if Havertz can get a brace, especially given the fact that he had the game that he did there last season. I think that game, okay, yes, Bournemouth last season we scored the penalty, kicked him off, but that Newcastle game
Yeah.
was where I saw the fight in Havertz. I saw him really have that dog in him where I was like, okay, no man, this guy's got personality. And
Yeah.
I know the Chelsea fans won't like it, but Havertz has been balling out for Arsenal, bro. No matter what you say, like
100%.
he's quality, bro. Like, and that just shows you when a player's got confidence, bro. Same with Nicholas Jackson, so a player in confidence, bro, is same with Rashford. When a player has confidence, bro, it's just a deadly thing. Confidence is such a big thing in football. But Dane, obviously, bro, you heard the City's prediction 3-1 to Arsenal. Obviously, some touch base with you, bro. What are your predictions for the game this weekend?
I said 2-1 for
2-1. You're sticking with
Arsenal.
that, eh?
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Yeah, I think it'll be cagey. I think it'll be a last-minute win for Arsenal, and I think we might even go down first and then have to fight back with a second half goal and then another second half goal to win it. That's my
No
prediction.
maintain, man. No maintain. No, man. Come on.
I gotta go with reality, not. I gotta go with my head, not with my heart.
No, fair enough, bro. Can't even knock you on that one. Let me jump over to Godwin, bro. Obviously, Godwin, you were saying that you were predicting. I think you said, did you say 3-1?
No, I didn't give a prediction. I just said that
Oh, you didn't give a
whoever
prediction. Yeah, I wasn't too sure. So, yeah,
but
just your prediction, please, bro.
I do think Arsenal will come out with a 2-1 victory.
2-1. So far, we've got the City with a 3-1, Dane with a 2-1, and Godwin backing Dane up there with a 2-1. Kalen, bro, jumping to you. Prediction for Newcastle versus Arsenal, St. James Park.
Now, same with ex-Lisedi 3-1. Going to be a convincing performance. Like when you speak about Havertz, definitely Havertz is the ultimate player for Arsenal. I really enjoy watching him play more for Arsenal than I ever did watching him play for Chelsea, which is weird, even though he's our hero in the Champions League. But just consistency wise, he's been playing well. Saka, I bent him with the Palmer debate, but he's a star boy, so 3-1 for sure.
No, 100%. So there we have it so far, guys. Obviously, my prediction is the last one that we're going to need. So we've got 3-1 from Lasedi, 3-1 from X, 3-1 from Kalen, and 2-1 from both Dane and Godwin. I think I'll be the oddball here, and I'll go 2-0 Arsenal. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal win. I think Newcastle definitely, and I know people will be like, oh, but they're at home, whatever. I just trust our defensive record away from home. I trust our defense, and I think especially the likes of Gabriel and Saliba, who had a tough time at St. James Park last season, will have a lot to prove. I think, especially Gabriel, I think, the way he was handled against Joelinton, and maybe he feels a bit hard done by. We're going to need a defensive performance to really come out of the next 3 games this week. We've got some tough away fixtures, and I think our defense will have to show what they're made of. And I think it starts off at St. James Park this weekend. So get in touch with us in the comment section, guys. Get your comments in. Get your score predictions in for the game so far. We will obviously be in touch with more comments. And then we will be moving swiftly over to the Liverpool segment. So obviously Dane will be jumping off. He's kindly, said that he will make space for Rian to jump on, who is the Liverpool fan here. So Dane, thank you so much, bro, for coming on. As always, guys, Dane has been a regular on both my platforms. So obviously, thanks so much, brother, for coming on, and I'll be adding Rian on shortly. So let's see. I think Rian is here. There we go. We've got Mr. Liverpool in the house. It's been a while, bro. Are you good? Let's hopefully can hear.
How's it, gents? How's it, guys? Just good. Just lots of studying, guys. But I'm here. It's gonna be an exciting weekend. I can't wait. Chelsea and United can sort each other out. Thank you. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice one for the Sunday, guys. It's been a while since I've seen the Arsenal guys. You guys are looking good. Yeah, best defense in the league, definitely. With Saliba back and Gabriel, I agree. You guys have a really strong defense. So it's gonna be a good one, guys. Just watch out for Isak, okay?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be arrogant for us to, and like I said, I didn't predict a 2-0 because I thought we will play Newcastle out of the park or they'll have no chance. It's just my prediction. I just feel like we will be able to shut them out. But Rian, since you are here, bro, we are gonna jump over to your team. You guys welcome Brighton to the Amex, to Anfield. having just beaten them yesterday quite convincingly. Obviously the scoreline would suggest otherwise, but I watched back the highlights. I saw Liverpool played, and I have to say, guys, Luis Diaz had a good start to the season, don't get me wrong, but I think Cody Gakpo, since the Euros, has had a really good run of form. And I think the 2 goals he scored yesterday, that first one, bro, the way he just hit that into the far corner, excellent, bro. Like that's how you want your wingers to finish, bro. Like you want like him to cut in on his stronger foot and just bang it. And Rian, bro, obviously, you saw your team win yesterday. Obviously, pick up a point at the Emirates. You guys will be looking to win and go back to top spot. What are you predicting, and how are you feeling going into this game over the weekend against Brighton?
I feel confident. We played a weakened team against Brighton. We didn't play the best defense. There was a couple of mistakes at the back, but it's the young lads. They have to learn. But if we have our fully strengthened 11 out, Salah was resting. He came on for like 6-7 minutes. Van Dijk was resting, but it's going to be a tough one if we look at how Brighton play. Brighton, they don't park the bus. They're a really good team in terms of playing defensively, and also offensively. So you need to respect that. They have a youngest manager in the league, guys, and they are sitting in the top 7. So we need to respect that as well. But then, guys, this is Liverpool, and we have a point to prove, in terms of the fixtures that we've been getting and the teams that we are playing. If we look at Slot's ball it's something else, guys. The way he reads the game, first half we struggled, and then second half we diverted to more of a 4-4-2 in terms of how we defended and attacked, and it paid off. It's all about how you do your tactics, as a coach, and it's gonna be a tough one because Brighton, we have Welbeck. Welbeck has been on fire. I'm sure he's gonna be goal hungry again this weekend. He rejuvenated himself, for a guy that comes from injuries, and the way he's scoring now. So it's going to be a good one to watch, definitely there's going to be goals, both ends, definitely going to be goals. If we just look at the confidence of Gakpo, like you said, Cody Gakpo is having the time of his life, and you need to fear him. When he gets the ball, he cuts in, he can go to the corner, he knows how to put the ball in the box. But in general, Liverpool's attack just look deadly, guys. I feel like on the bench and on the pitch as well, we have a really good, strong squad. I see us winning this weekend. It's gonna be a tough one, but definitely I see us winning, guys. If we look at our defense as well, best defense currently in the league. So it's definitely going to be a good one. Yaros surprised me as our third goalkeeper, pulled off amazing saves. So I just feel like, we have momentum, and we definitely need to carry on with the momentum. It's all about winning games. If you can't win all your games going towards festive season, then there's no shout for us to win the league or to finish in the top 3. Thank you.
100%. Good analysis there from Rian. Let me bring in Godwin here. Godwin, bro. You have played Liverpool. You guys played them last week, and we saw the likes of Salah just show that individual brilliance. Do you think that Liverpool are still a bit underestimated in terms of how people are viewing them this season? Because they've only lost one game. It was a home game against Forest, but they're still unbeaten since then. Do you think that Liverpool can, obviously after playing Arsenal over the weekend, playing Brighton back to back, they still have to play? I think don't Liverpool play Madrid soon? They play Leverkusen, I think, in the week, and then they play Madrid and City in the next couple of weeks. So, Gordon, bro, do you think that we'll see more from what this Liverpool team is made of, or do you think the way they're playing now is their peak so far with the players that they have and with the manager that they have in Arne Slot?
No, I definitely think they can improve. They've been doing pretty damn good with this new manager, and he's only been here for a couple of months. It takes time to implement your strategies, your game, your tactics onto a new team. So far so good for him. I think that the game in the weekend will be an interesting game. They played yesterday, and I think Liverpool did win. But then obviously with it being in the Premier League will bring a whole different dynamic and feel to the game. It'll be interesting. KG, I feel that there will be a lot of goals in this game, but I think that Liverpool will win because when I played Brighton, Chelsea showed that their defense is actually not that great, and a great attack can exploit a mediocre defense. So I do think that there will be a lot of goals, and I think Liverpool will come away with the win.
Well, I tend to agree with that sentiment, boys. That I think Brighton, they've got a good squad, but I think I always say this. Like for example, with all of our teams here, we are all supporting big teams. If your team shows up on the day and has the right mentality, and the players that you have actually show up, you should beat all the lesser teams, in my opinion. I know the ball is round and all those kind of things, but if the good players play good, they win. And I think that's just as simple as that. And I think this applies to Liverpool. Lesedi, bro, I want to actually bring you in, bro, just to touching on a point that Rian made, and it's talking about a former Arsenal player, obviously a former United player as well, in Danny Welbeck, who's actually been a revolution this season for Brighton. I think he's got about 5-6 goals this season. I've got him in my fantasy team, and if you're coming up with a crucial goals for them, getting some winners, like got a winner last week against week before last against Newcastle. How important do you think Danny Welbeck will be for Brighton if they are to get some sort of result against Liverpool over the weekend?
Hey, I think you touched on that quite nicely. His form this season has been insane. I don't know where this resurgence is coming from, but we can say that he is definitely a threat that Liverpool should consider. I think he's someone that he just pops up in the right place. So if Brighton can just get a lucky cross in the box, he'll probably end up on that final touch to put it in the back of the net. But Liverpool are very good. I think you'd be naive to say that that team doesn't have room to grow, especially with a new manager and the way they have been performing. I think they can only go up with the January window coming up. Slot didn't sign that many players in the summer transfer window, so that team could definitely get stronger. But to just speak on Welbeck a little bit, he's been incredible this season, man, and I think it's going to be a high scoring game, very very high scoring game. I think maybe a 2-2, maybe even another 3-2, because if we look at yesterday's game, like Rian was saying, that there was a few mistakes that led to goals for Brighton, and I think if you're playing the same team in a matter of like a couple of days, you're gonna prepare a lot better than what you had been before. So I think it's going to be a very intense game. So Danny Welbeck, maybe even a brace, because he's in my fantasy too. I'd love that. And yeah, man, maybe Gakpo also bags another goal, because his form right now is definitely something to consider.
100%. X, obviously, we did see Liverpool really have a good performance yesterday. They did win in the Carabao Cup against Brighton. And just touching on a point Lesedi made there, that having played each other yesterday and then playing, I think, again on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. It is Saturday, right? I need to just double check. Just give me 1 second. Saturday or Sunday, regardless of which day it is. X, do you think that Brighton will have learned something from the game against Liverpool and have enough to beat them? Or do you think that actually Liverpool would have learned a lot more about Brighton, and actually this will benefit Liverpool more playing Brighton, especially at Anfield, a couple of days after beating them?
Yeah, I think both teams have learned a lot from each other. Like as we said, Welbeck has been a deadly striker since the season started. I think he scored in almost every. I think only 2 matches where he didn't score, where they drew 0-0, and then I think when they played Chelsea, when they lost like 4-2 or something. Those are the only matches they actually didn't score. So I think they did study him. So Van Dijk and them, they'll be on his neck. So, but yeah, I think also your Brighton did study Liverpool, especially with the yesterday's game. So they're gonna give Liverpool a run for their money. But I'm predicting 4-2 Liverpool. With Danny Welbeck, of course, being in the score sheet. I think Mo Salah, if he'll be playing tomorrow, I think Mo Salah will score. And Gakpo will probably score. Just unfortunate they don't have Jota. I think he's out for almost the rest of the season. But yeah, I think it's gonna be 4-2 Liverpool. But yeah, they will give Liverpool. They will score like late goals, but it's gonna be like the score is gonna be 4-2 to Liverpool.
4 to Liverpool. Just touching on the Jota news there. I thought I just had to go Google it quickly. I don't think it's the rest of the season. I just said that he'll miss. He'll probably be sidelined until after the international break. So I don't think it's too much of a serious injury there. Because I was like, whoa, I didn't hear anything about that. But I do think that he is a player that Liverpool will definitely miss. But I think Liverpool, ultimately will have too much firepower for the likes of Brighton. Unfortunately, I think as much as I want Liverpool to drop points, that is just my heart speaking. My head, logically speaking, what I'm seeing, I don't see Liverpool dropping points, especially at home. And the thing is, Brighton give you chances. And I mean, when you've got a forward line that is in form like Liverpool's with Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, you are going to see Liverpool make Brighton pay for that. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a very interesting game over the weekend. And I do expect nothing more than a Liverpool victory. So let's get into some score predictions there. Let me jump straight to Kaylan, bro. Ria, I know it's your team, but I know Kaylan hasn't said much on this segment. So Kaylan, bro, obviously you can give your score prediction and a little bit of analysis if you'd like. But obviously main thing, just your score prediction for Liverpool versus Brighton at Anfield.
And going to be a very interesting game, especially because these teams played earlier a few days ago. So, I think both teams will have a look at the replays analysis. It's going to be a bit more different, but, at Anfield, Liverpool has something else. So I'm looking at maybe 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Excellent. And then Rian, obviously your boys in red, bro, obviously looking to continue their good form and get the top spot position back from City. What is your prediction for the Liverpool versus Brighton game?
I'm going for a 3-0 to Liverpool. Reason being, we played weak defense against them. And we actually did kind of well, besides the one mistake from Kwanzaa. I mean, with Van Dijk, Rebecca, and Konate, we're sleeping on Konate, guys. I mean, if we look at Konate, he won 11 duels against Martinelli. I mean, that guy is slept on as a defender. And if Slot has to tell him, let's mark Welbeck, he's going to put you out of the game. So I think Konate is slowly becoming one of the best defenders in the league. So 3-0 to Liverpool. Thank you.
100%, brother. 3-0 to Liverpool. Mr. G, what is your prediction, Godwin? Obviously, you guys completely destroyed Brighton. Quite convincing. I think Chelsea on that day could have had 7-8, bro. That was actually bad. And I think if Brighton go with the same sort of mentality or game plan at Anfield, bro, I think we can see a big scoreline. So just your prediction for that game on, I think it's Saturday. I'm just going to keep saying Saturday. I don't know why.
Yeah, Saturday at 5. I think score prediction for the game, I'm going to say 4-1 Liverpool. Only because I don't say 4-1. I don't say 4-1 because Brighton are a bad team. I just think that at the back, they've shown that clearly if they come up against a good attack, then they're nothing.
100%. And I think I tend to agree with your sentiments, Gordon, bro, because like I said, it's not like you say, you're not saying it from a place of arrogance, but it's just like, bro, Salah doesn't need much this season. Diaz doesn't need much. I mean, that goal that Diaz scored yesterday was like out of nothing. Like yesterday was like the ball was in the box, it was in the sky, he brought it down, beat a couple of defenders, but that was out of nothing, basically. And then you look at Gakpo's finishes, bro, like those were just both class, clinical finishes. And I think give them the same kind of options or chances this weekend, they're going to get punished. And then Lacetti, bro, obviously just to end off with you, bro, just your prediction for the Brighton versus Liverpool game, or should I rather say Liverpool versus Brighton?
It's gonna be a tight game in my opinion. I don't agree with the 3-0 or 4-1, but I'm gonna go with a 2-2, maybe 3-2, but I'll stick with a 2-2 draw. I'm hoping Liverpool drop points. Obviously, this prediction is with my heart, not my head, because we know how good Liverpool actually are. But yeah, 2-2 Liverpool. 2-2 draw. We'll take it.
Okay, so I think we got the only draw, and I think, look, I would love for that to happen in the city, but I'm gonna be realistic, bro. To be honest, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool, bro. I think Liverpool gonna pump them.
4-0.
I
Guys,
think
I think
Liverpool,
it's
gents. No, I think
Yeah,
Liverpool
I
gonna
think
pump them. I think, you know why I say that, because I think Liverpool have, and I'm gonna agree with Rian's point. Is that their defense is also what's been really difficult to break, and I think. Look, obviously they came up against the star boy last week. You know, it's normal, man. He does it against everyone, so you know, I don't, you can't even count. They don't blame them for conceding. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's just becoming a norm. You know, some people they can't. You know, some cold guys they I think they froze when they went there to do it against Liverpool. Uh, but I do think that Liverpool's defense, and I agree with Leon, bro, is that Konate Van Dijk just look solid. Maybe Brighton get a bit of luck through Robertson, who's looked a bit shaky. But at Anfield, I just don't see Liverpool giving away too many chances. And I think Brighton, because of the way they attack, they always leave gaps. And I think that's just going to be playing into Liverpool's hands. And I mean, if Chelsea, no offense, guys, Chelsea scored 4 goals and conceded 2. So if Chelsea, whose defense is not as great as Liverpool's, but attack is probably similar levels, can score 4, then I think Liverpool can score 4 as well. And I think whose defense is better, I don't think they'll concede. But, you know, at the same time, Brighton came to the Emirates and got a point. So what the hell do I know, actually? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, guys, those are the predictions for the Liverpool versus Brighton game. Please get in touch with us in the comments. And yeah, we'll obviously wait and see what happens. But moving along swiftly to the last 2 fixtures, obviously we don't have these representatives on the panel tonight. No Medes, who obviously is the resident Spurs fan, who I saw at the gym earlier. He was buzzing, you know, obviously having beaten City. But we have the City versus City. We have the Spurs versus Villa this weekend at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Gents, I think we can all agree that Spurs are probably the most unpredictable top 6 team. Like, how do you go from beating Crystal Palace, losing to Crystal Palace, to then beating Man City? Yes, I know the second string Man City, but like, if any team is gonna do that, it's Spurs. And like, you wouldn't be surprised if they like thumped Villa 4-0, but also if they lost 4-0. Like, I just feel like they're that team. And then I think that's what I think Spurs are. Like, you can never really predict with Spurs because they just so up and down. And Godwin, bro, I want to bring it over to you. You know, you always have quite a bit to say about Spurs. Do you think that they can get a result against Villa? Look, there is a bit of doubt for Son, but I think this season, looking at Spurs in their depth, they got Solanke, who's in good form, Kulusevski, who's in great form, Brennan Johnson, who's in good form, Werner scored over the yesterday. Who else is there? And then Richarlison, who also got a couple of goals now in the Europa League. Do you think Spurs will have enough at home to beat Villa? Because I think Villa are also quite. They lost yesterday against Crystal Palace as well. So maybe Palace are actually a bogey team that we all need to watch out for. But do you think that Spurs can get a result against Villa this weekend at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
They definitely can. Spurs are. It's very hard to tell what Spurs are going to do. Are they able to beat Aston Villa? Definitely. But will they beat Aston Villa? I don't know. So it's one of those games where it's extremely difficult to predict. But judging off what happened yesterday, Spurs probably will be on a little bit of a high. You would probably put them in as slight favorites. But yeah.
100%. And then, X, bro, you've seen that Spurs aren't as reliant on one player for their goals this season. You know, they kind of spread their goals amongst the rest of their team. Do you think that even if Spurs don't have Son on the weekend, that they are able to get a win against Villa? Or do you think that the likes of Ollie Watkins, John Duran, Yuri Tielemans, and the rest of the Villa team will actually be too strong for Tottenham over the weekend?
I think Villa will be too strong for Tottenham because based on their consistency, they've been consistent this season. Like you just said, Spurs is just being Spurs. Like, you never know with those guys. I think the best thing Spurs will do in this game will get a draw. But yeah, I see Villa. Yeah, I think Villa is gonna win. Not sure with the score prediction though, but I think Villa is gonna win that game.
100%. And then Kalen, bro, obviously, you know, you've seen Spurs and you've seen Villa this season. You've seen the likes of Kulusevski and Solanke, and then you've obviously got the likes of Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins and for Villa. Do you think this will be the kind of game where just you see two teams cancel each other out, or do you think that one of the teams on the weekend will be able to just snatch that victory out of the hands of the other?
I think it's more gonna be towards your first point of canceling each other out because, as you can see, both teams have their moments. I mean, losing to Palace but beating Bayern Munich, and then Tottenham beating Man City this weekend. So both teams are highly unpredictable. But as you know, with Aston Villa, last minute John Duran is always going to be there. So I lean a slightly more to Villa, but I would rather go for a draw like a 2-2. But I do think Spurs shouldn't underestimate Aston Villa in this game.
100%, and I think it will be an interesting game because like I said, I'm expecting goals from both sides. I think both teams have the opportunity to hurt one another. And I just think that Emre and Ange are quite similar. Is that they both kind of those managers that will just want to go for the win, like they want to go for it. So and I think I think maybe it just comes down to who takes their chances more because I think both teams will create their chances, but I think it just depends who's more clinical on the day. So let's jump into some score predictions for this game. I think we don't have that much time left. I don't want to keep everyone for too long, but let's just go into some score predictions. Let me start off with this going in order. Lesedi, bro, your prediction. Obviously, we've seen Spurs play the season. We've beaten them, obviously, but they've just beaten Man City. Do you think that can be enough to spur them on to victory? No pun intended. Or do you think maybe we see a draw or Villa win?
I don't think we should look at the win against City too deeply. I mean, it is the Carabao Cup. I think City, yes, they might have played well. I didn't really get a chance to watch the game, but Spurs has just been too hot and cold for me this season. I think that they are liable to clinical strikers. We look at that game against Brentford. I don't know if they came back to win that game, but they conceded very early and they just look shaky at times, but then you'll see them against Man United and they'll turn up and look like a very good side. So I think looking at Unai Emery's very solid Villa team, I think they're going to edge it maybe a 2-1, 3-2. But yeah, I think Unai Emery's team is something to watch out for. I mean, they haven't lost in the Champions League. They haven't conceded in the Champions League. I think they've come up against some very tough teams in the league already in us. And I think maybe they just take their chances against Spurs and 2-1 it is.
100%. We got a comment here from another Kolani. Says there will be a lot of chances. I think it means there will be a lot of chances for Spurs, but I don't see them getting on that final third. So yeah, a draw or win to Villa, and that's obviously echoing the same thoughts as Lesedi. And now bringing it to our Kolani on the panel. X, bro, what is your prediction for the game over the weekend? We got Spurs hosting Aston Villa.
So I'm gonna go for 2-0 Villa.
2-0 Villa. So far, we've got 2 victories for Villa. Everyone's going for a victory for the away side. Rian, obviously, you've seen Spurs play this season. I don't think you've played Villa or Spurs this season, but obviously, I'm sure you've kept your eye on them. Are you echoing the thoughts of the rest of the guys so far, or do you think that Spurs can actually surprise a lot of people and put on a consistent performance and get another home victory?
If I'm correct, Mickey van der Ven has an injury. He picked up an injury in last night's game.
Yes, he did.
So with him out, I mean, he's a star player. He's most probably the best centre back in terms of carrying the ball forward in the passes he picks. So I'm going for 3-1 to Villa.
Oof. Looks like Spurs are getting cooked. Guys. Wow. Godwin, bro, obviously just to jump to you quickly, bro. Your prediction for the game. Do you think that Spurs can surprise everyone? Because I think this panel is so far going fully in favor of Villa. Or do you think, you're going to go with the trend and go with the Aston Villa win?
No, I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw for this one. It's
100%.
extremely difficult to call. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, go. Sorry, you can go on. You can go on.
Oh no, yeah, I was basically saying that it's very hard to call. Both teams have had Villa's had a good season so far. Spurs up and down, but with this win against Manchester City, I think that it will be an interesting game. That's why I'm going on one.
100%. And obviously, Dania, who's been flooding the comments, bro, with saying there'll be a 3-3 draw. I think that'll be an exciting game. I think if any of our predictions for some of these games come to fruition, we're gonna have one hell of a weekend of football, guys. So strap in. And then Kalen, obviously, to round up the predictions for this game, Villa away at Spurs. Just your prediction, bro.
Yeah, no, I see all out attack from Unai and Ange. So 2-2 on my side, but anyone can get the win late. I see a 90th minute late winner as well, but I lean on the 2-2 more on that side.
100%. And look, I have to agree with you and Godwin and Dan. I think it will be a draw. I'm also going to go 2-2. I think both teams will cancel each other out. I think Spurs, because of the loss of Van der Ven, it will affect them, defensively. But I think also attacking-wise, guys, Spurs create a lot of chances. The way Ange sets his team up, they create. No matter who they're playing, Spurs are going to have chances. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And obviously, we're going to round off this week's fixtures with the obviously City going to Bournemouth. But before we jump on that, guys, just quickly, I just want to ask quickly: anyone upset with Rodri winning Ballon d'Or? Hey, God,
I grew up with Messi and Ronaldo winning Ballon d'Or, bro. Of course, I have a problem with Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or, bro. What nonsense is this? The guy is not even, guys, I don't care. You guys can shoot me. The guy's not even the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. How on earth is he winning the Ballon d'Or? He just plays in a very good system. You can stick in a top 10 midfielder, a holding midfield. Stick in Thomas Partey in that Man City team. Let's see what he does. He will do unreal things. I think that Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or is absolutely criminal and scandalous to the world of football and should be rescinded immediately if they want any credibility. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Sus. And I feel sorry for Vinicius Jr., man. The guy had an unreal season, bro. And now they take it away and they steal it from him. Sus, bro. FIFA should be ashamed of themselves.
Can I just say,
yeah, let's go ahead, bro.
I'm not too mad at it because, we look at his stats, we look at the impact, we look at what he's won in the past year. I think if not Rodri, then definitely Danny Carvajal. Maybe that's like a bit of a reach, but like, Godwood, I can't really agree with you in saying that he might not even be the best midfielder in the world. I think
he's not.
He might be a system player, but you look at what he did with Spain in the Euros as well. You know what I mean? Like, he's a very pivotal part in any system. Like, he does what he does and he does it very well. I don't think he's lost in his last 50 games or something like that.
Bro, that just means he plays in a good team with a good system. They said yes, he won the Euros with Spain. Yes, he won this. But in the second half of the Euros, he didn't play. And they still won without him. So, guys, the guy for me is the most overrated midfielder on planet Earth, bro. Like, I grew up, like, obviously you guys know I support Chelsea. I grew up, the one position that we never lacked in is that center midfield position. We've always had good center midfielders. I've had N'Golo Kante, I've had Lampard, Essien. Bro,
Jorginho.
Don't even lace.
Makalele, the guy who even started the CDM run.
Exactly. Rodri cannot lace those boots, so I can always tell a good Nemanja Matic, guys. Nemanja Matic was unplayable in his first few seasons at Chelsea. I grew up watching quality midfielders, so I can always tell where the midfielder is integral to a team. Yes, Rodri is integral to his team, but Rodri is not. You see the names that I just mentioned. Rodri is not on that level, bro. Yaya Toure, bro. Steven Gerrard. Look at what guys. No ways, man. Nah. And there's not enough outrage on this, bro. Rodri is not. He's an okay player, but for him to win a Ballon d'Or, guys, is scandalous. No ways. No ways. I'm actually so mad,
bro. But also look at the goals he scored in those big games that City needed him. I mean, Champions League final. I mean, last game of the season, last season. Like, he's pulled up clutch from a CDM position. Like, I hear what you're saying. Look at who's come before him, but in that era, Lampard was never going to win a Ballon d'Or against Kaká. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or
against Ronaldo and
against
Messi as well.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I get you.
Mind if I jump in, gents?
No, for sure,
Yes,
Rian,
please.
jump
If you
in, bro.
compare the stats, right, of Modric, if you look at Modric, right, and Rodri, right, Modric of age started to play a holding role because the older you get, the slower you get. You can't play that box to box role or that attacking role. Modric won the Ballon d'Or. And if you compare stats to Rodri, similar position, Rodri deserves it simply because he pulled clutch performances last season when De Bruyne was injured. He pulled clutch assists. I watched the games where he played. He is a brilliant player. The way he reads the game, the sacrifices he makes for City, taking that yellow card, playing that dirty role, and still getting that 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 each and every game, guys. You need to respect that. I mean, if Modric could do it, why not Rodri? I'm a Liverpool fan, but that holding midfield role is something else, and you need to respect him. The guy had I think 27 or 28 goal involvements, 5 holding midfielder compared to an attacker. I rest my case.
Look, I'll just jump in here. First of all, I'd say about the Modric thing. Modric winning a Ballon d'Or was scandalous as well. For Messi to finish fifth that year and Modric to win it. First of all, the Ballon d'Or that year should have went to Griezmann. I don't care what anyone tells me, bro. Griezmann should have won the Ballon d'Or that year. France won the World Cup, right? And then, if I want to be completely honest with you, I would have not actually awarded a Ballon d'Or this year. There was no player that was like, wow, for me. I won't lie to you. Every player had patches, bro. No one
Lautaro
was
Martinez.
consistent.
Lautaro Martinez,
Lautaro.
top scorer in the Copa. Lautaro.
Look, guys, I'm not saying he shouldn't, but even if you look at the Ballon d'Or rankings, right? You have someone like Lamine Yamal who finished higher than Harry Kane when Harry Kane had how many goals? The Euros weighed so heavily. It's like the basis of this award was already, and listen, we can say what we want to. You can say, Messi robbed this one for an award, and Ronaldo's won that. I think the Ballon d'Or's lost credibility, ultimately.
100%.
I think
100%.
it's no longer what it was. It started all the way in 2003 when Thierry Henry did win a Ballon d'Or with against Pavel Nedved. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
and that's not me making. I'm
thank
talking
you,
about the
thank you.
examples of players that should have won. Again, how in 2010, you've got someone like Messi winning the Ballon d'Or, which I still think Messi is the best player ever. But you had Iniesta win a World Cup, and you had Snyder win a treble, and neither of them get the Ballon d'Or. How the hell do you do that? Then 2014, you've got Neuer win the World Cup,
but
and I think. Sorry,
that's the
Gordon,
thing.
just quickly.
It's not consistent, bro. Okay, sorry.
Exactly,
sorry,
bro. That's the
go.
issue. That's the issue. There's the criteria, and X and I were speaking about it at the gym yesterday. Like this year, they'll say the criteria for the Ballon d'Or is goals and performances, and then next year is for trophies won. And it's like, okay, you change it according to the narrative, and I just think that's where a lot of fans are upset. Where it's like, we had all these reports saying that Vinny was going to win the Ballon d'Or. Then on Monday afternoon, guys, even after Ten Hag's sacking was announced, they said no, Rodri's going to win the Ballon d'Or, and all of a sudden everyone's like, what the hell, And I think this is more of UEFA giving the finger to Madrid and Florentino Perez for the Super League thing, in my opinion, still. But it's weird because they still give Madrid and Ancelotti. So you give Madrid Team of the Year, you give Ancelotti Coach of the Year, but you don't give their player, the best player. And what? He doesn't have to be Vinny. He can be Carvajal. Guys, another thing, no one's mentioning Jude. Jude had an insane debut season at Madrid, guys. But it's like, nah. And like you said, Gordon, Rodri he's a good player, guys. But he had a great season when they won the treble. I would have given it to him that year. Last season, yes, he won a lot of trophies. He's been in good form, but he's not the best player in the world, bro. He might be one of the best, or the best in his position, but he's not the best player in the world, bro. Not even close.
He's not even the best player in his position, guys. He's not even. I would stand on that, bro. He's not the best player in his position.
Who's better than Rodri?
Not by a long shot.
Partey, bro. 100% for Thomas Partey is better than Rodri.
Declan Rice is better than Partey. Then Rodri. Who else? Who's the cam for the CDM for this team? What's this
Please
team?
don't say Chua,
If
maybe, bro.
Basuma, if Basuma is better than Rodri, bro, put If Basuma there, guys. Trust me, bro. Don't.
Okay, now you lost me, Gordon. Now you lost me.
I know what
Now you
I'm
lost
saying.
me.
Ew.
No. I don't
Yeah,
stand by
Chelsea.
Rodri, guys. I'm standing on what I'm saying, bro. You said if Basuma is better, guys. Rodri is Kovacic is better than Rodri, guys. Trust me.
Bro.
I watched Kovacic for years. Kovacic is better than Rodri. Trust me,
Nah.
guys. Trust.
Godwin, bro. I
Chouameni is
personally,
better.
I don't agree, bro.
Chouameni is better.
If we look, let's look at what
Hey,
Leon mentioned there, bro. 28 goal involvements as a CDM, bro. Who else is bringing those numbers to the chat in that
Who else is
position,
playing for Man City
that
besides Rodri?
is an insane stat, you know.
bro?
Who else?
Like,
Who else is playing for Man City besides Rodri?
who, what, like Kovacic or someone, or
No, I'm saying,
De Bruyne?
don't you think that if, let's say, we put Thomas Partey in Man City in place of Rodri, don't you think we'd be getting the same thing? If not more.
Oh, Rian's awake.
I think he's
Rian is
frozen.
sleeping.
I think you'd be good, bro. But Rodri, he just does the basics very, very, very well. Like, when I say there isn't a six, like I've had this chat with many Arsenal fans as well to say Rodri, like Thomas Partey can fit into that City team, but I don't think he'll do it as well as Rodri. Like, I hear your
bro.
chats, but I think we need to look at
dog.
the quality of Rodri, guys. Like, I'm still not a fan of him winning it. I think Carvajal.
Vasily, I agree, bro. The last six that competed with Rodri, guys, was Fabinho. You know,
Yeah.
clutch. He was a clutch player as well. You know, Fabinho pulled off some miracle goals or some miracle assist out of nowhere. You know, that is the six that we are talking about. Yes, Declan Rice, he's not fully polished yet. I still think he can improve at Arsenal. You know, he still has more to improve on his game. But if you look at Fabinho, guys, it was Fabinho versus Rodri before Fabinho left, you know. And at this point in time, there's nobody in that position that plays the game as well as Rodri in terms of attack and defense. He's a great player, guys, and we need to respect it. As much as we want an attacker to win it, you need to look at all the players, you know. The last centre back to win it was Cannavaro, if I'm correct. So, yes, guys, we need to look at it. Virgil van Dijk got robbed as well. You know, Salah got robbed in his first season at Liverpool, you know. I mean, the guy had like 54 goal contributions. I mean, they don't look at these things. They look at accolades nowadays. It's all about the accolades. So you can be the best player or feel that you are the best player, but if you don't win the trophies, you don't get a Ballon d'Or. That's how it works nowadays. That's how it seems.
Sorry, I'm gonna step in again with that Van Dijk thing. Van Dijk was not robbed, guys. Messi had 73 goal contributions in 51 games. That's not a robbery, bro. That's insane. Like that's not a robbery, bro. Like, you guys hear what I said to you?
Nobody dribbled past Van Dijk that season. Remember,
Nicolas Pepe
nobody
did.
dribbled past Van Dijk
Nicolas Pepe
that
did.
season. Remember,
Pepe did at Anfield. I didn't forget.
Besides Nicolas Pepe, there was two players that season. Two players, Nicolas Pepe and Minamino. Who else dribbled past him? Who else on aerial deals against him? But what did Nicolas Pepe do? Did he score?
I said no. You said no one beat him. That was your words. No one beat Van Dijk, and I'm saying to you, factually, it's incorrect.
Messi, they gave Messi the Ballon d'Or on a play.
Bruh, what do you mean, dude? 73 goal contributions.
I mean, when Messi won the World Cup.
Bruh, are you?
Then why didn't Suarez get? Then why didn't Suarez? Yes, but then why didn't Suarez get the Ballon d'Or when he outscored Ronaldo when Messi was injured? I think it was the 17-18 season. I'm not sure. Suarez got like 67 goal contributions and he didn't get the Ballon d'Or. Yet it went to Ronaldo. So guys, the controversy, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, look, they are, like, for example, you see with that debate, I can understand. But you can't say that Van Dijk was robber. Even Van Dijk said himself, like, bruh, come on, bro. Come on. Remember, in that season also, Messi won the league, eh? But anyways, guys, let's get back to City. You see how this team no one cares about, eh?
And you're forgetting about Lewandowski, James. Just remember Lewandowski.
Yes.
And one small point, small tiny point. I knew this Ballon d'Or was a shambles when they were giving out the numbers from 30 and counting down because Saka came out further than Cole Palmer. End of discussion.
Scandalous. Criminal.
It is criminal.
Absolutely criminal.
I mean, it is criminal that you guys want to compare Saka to Cole Palmer. Like, relax, man. When it really matters,
No,
you come
Alright,
against
guys,
that
let's
a
talk
hat trick
about
against
City,
Brighton.
guys.
Yeah, go score a hat trick against Brighton, man. It's cool. Come do it
Let's talk about
against
City,
Liverpool's and the Chelsea's and the Uniteds and do it when it matters. Don't come score hat tricks against Brighton, man. Yeah, man. Brighton hat trick. Who cares, man? Where was he last week against Liverpool? Frozen. My guy come here, he's limping, strapped up, put Robertson on his ass. Stop buns, bruh. Huh?
Let's move on to City, guys.
Yeah, let's go to the City. Don't worry, just next week we're gonna cook. Don't worry, just when it's Arsenal Chelsea preview. Don't worry. But anyway, I don't think like okay, just to end it off, I don't think Rodri winning is the worst decision. I'm not too sure if they based it off 2 seasons. I feel like this is a 2-season combination because yes, look, they won the Super Cup, which I mean is only a once-off game. They won the Club World Cup, which City are favourites to win. They won the Prem, fair enough. They got pushed to the last minute, and then Spain won the Euros. I can understand that. But Carvajal won the La Liga, the Champions League, and the Euros, bro. And he was pivotal in all of those. So I think, look, we can't change it, but it is what it is. And look, just going on to City this weekend, they're playing Bournemouth, gents. It'll be a tough game. I think Bournemouth have shown their quality this season. But I do expect City to win. I'm going to go my prediction now 4-0. I'm going to go Haaland hat-trick. I think Haaland owes us all some fantasy points. I think he's been costing us lately. But let's just go into straight score prediction. I don't think we have to do too much preview. X, I'm going to jump to you, bro. You've been a bit quiet. Your score prediction for the game for Bournemouth against City.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a walkover at the park for CTA. I'm predicting 4-0 with Haaland a brace or a hat trick.
There we go. I think you see, we all have the same sentiments already. Let me jump to Rian, bro. Rian, obviously we know that you we know that you Liverpool and City, you guys have a love affair. It's weird rivalry. You know, you love each other. You're so good. So just tell us how City are gonna win lacquer and how they're gonna do it. You know, Liverpool and City fans, I don't know, they love each other so much. Fake rivalry, man.
I'm gonna go 4-1 to City, but hey, Bournemouth, they so unpredictable, guys. Like they can turn up against big teams out of nowhere, you know. I'm gonna go for 4-1. I'm gonna captain Haaland. Definitely, Haaland is gonna score a hat-trick. Definitely, I'm rocking in fantasy, guys. It's fire, you know. So definitely 4-1 to City, but we never know. The ball is around. Bournemouth can pull out upsets out of nowhere. But yeah, I think they're gonna get thrashed. I don't see Bournemouth winning City, guys. Even with Savinho out, I mean they still have star players. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see Bournemouth winning, guys. But City need to be stopped, though. So if it can be a draw, guys, I'll be happy. I'm pretty sure Arsenal fans will also be happy. Thank you.
100%. Let me just jump to Lasedi, bro. Lasedi, just your prediction for this game, City versus Bournemouth.
Hey, let me be the only optimist in the group, and I'm gonna say a 2-1 Bournemouth win. I'm hoping Michael B. Jordan is in the stands there, and the boys see him, and they turn up.
So we all know that's gonna end 5-0 to City. So cool. No, I'm kidding. And then I need to get my predictions from Godwin and Kalen. So Godwin, bro, City versus Bournemouth, bro. Prediction from you, please.
2-1 City. Sorry.
2-1 City, eh?
Yes.
Probably the most modest prediction out of everyone. I think that's wow. I was expecting that from you, brother.
Stadium is a hard place to go. We saw Arsenal lose there, and we saw Chelsea.
Yeah, no, true. Like
so it's a weird place to go.
No facts, and I mean we lost there, so I mean who am I to say that it will be easy? But I mean you just think City are in for a good performance. They haven't been performing well, and there's gonna be a point where they're gonna click and have a good performance. And every week I just feel like this is the week. So, I mean, they struggled against Southampton last weekend. Maybe they'll have similar problems against Bournemouth. I mean, if that is the case, then that would be good, because then it means City are a bit more vulnerable than a lot of people think. So it'll be interesting for the title race. I think Kalen always echoes that it's becoming a bit of a farmers' league with City continuously winning the league. So the more they can stumble, I think the better for the league and as a whole. And Kalen, bro, actually, I think it's fitting that we end with you, bro. Just obviously on this point, your prediction for Man City or Bournemouth against City on Saturday.
Yeah, well, James, as you know, the two biggest teams got kicked out of the Carabao Cup last night, and they arrested their key players, Haaland and Cole Palmer. So since Haaland got some rest on the bench, I think he's gonna come back with form, with some frustration that he didn't get some minutes to try and get City back in the Tottenham game. So yeah, no, I'm seeing like 4-0 Haaland, all the goals.
You're muted.
I did, James, I'm muted. Yeah, I said if that is the case, I think that would be great for, I think, most of us for FPL, but for the league, I think that would be a bit boring. But like Aiden said, the two biggest teams got knocked out, Preston North End and Man City knocked out of the Carabao Cup yesterday. So obviously tough to those fans. But guys, we have come to the point of the show. We're just about to reach the 2-hour mark. I think time has flown by. I think it's been a really, really enjoyable pod. One of the best for sure. A lot of banter, a lot of energy, gents. Really loved it. So to everyone in the comments who really did fill up the comment section today, thank you for your participation, guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please don't forget to do that already. Some other quick big news, guys. You can catch me on Super Sport tomorrow on Fan Zone at 5 p.m. I will be on Fan Zone. So yeah, catch me live. I will be obviously speaking there. I don't know if I'll be doing a preview for the game or if they will be showing the vlog I did over last weekend on the show. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, keen to see what happens there tomorrow. So yes, I said we'll be on Super Sport tomorrow again. So yeah, catch me there live, guys. To everyone in the comment section, to my panel of guests who did take the time out of their busy schedules to join me, gents, thank you very much. Hopefully I can get the same panel on for the podcast on Monday to just, review the games that we've had this weekend. Obviously we had some big predictions from people here. Obviously, we wait to see what Man United can do this weekend, or can Chelsea, continue their good form. Will Arsenal be able to avenge themselves, and will Liverpool able to pluck the Seagulls? So everybody, from myself, Shannon here, Golden Goal Media, and the Talk 6 panel, we'll be seeing you guys next week.
Oh, wait.
Let me just end this.
Gents.
Shout out, gents. Shout out.